Dimension. Can we just take a quick moment to look at this cute candle that my daughter got me that says, "I love you, Mom"? It's kind of like out of sight. Oh, there it is. But it's so cute and it smells delicious and I just love, I love it. All right, so for today's reading, we are going to be taking a look at what's in your energy, okay? If you've been feeling a little bit off, so this could be just not having enough energy. This could be just feeling a little like on a little roller coaster perhaps, but we're going to take a look at what may be throwing your energy off. For pile number 1, we have this little Carnelian. For pile number 2, we have this Tiger's Eye. Pile number 3 is going to be Citrine. And pile number 4 will be this Amethyst Quartz. So whichever is calling to you, more than one is always fine. Go ahead and take a look at the timestamps and I will see you at your reading, loves. Hi, pile number 1. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this little baby Carnelian cube, then you're at the right place. So you've been feeling off, which, I mean, it's normal, right? We're not always, oh, look what came up real quick. And I was not even trying. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you have a lot that you're responsible for at this time. I'm hearing burden, like you feel like you don't want to burden others with asking for help, but there is a bit of a struggle of something that you are definitely keeping to yourself. Now, I'm being drawn to the fact of the aspect of Queen of Pentacles being like a very nurturing card, but this is giving me the vibe of, okay, so normally, like I said, you have a lot of responsibilities. I feel like this means like people in general, like people around you, animals perhaps as well, since they are animals, that is giving me this vibe, but sort of feeling the lack of ability to keep up the way that you normally would with all of this, okay? Specifically when it comes to the nurturing aspect that you have to offer is probably what you are feeling off over in that aspect, okay? So let's go ahead and see what we have for pile number 1, please. Please give me, oh, no, sorry. I hate when I shuffle my tarot cards and they start to feel real, I feel like it's like chunky. They feel chunky. It just, I don't know how to describe it. If you're a tarot reader, you know what you get me. But it's not normal. It always feels like a little resistant. So that's significant. You see, that's the way it's supposed to feel right here. Just flow. And sometimes they get chunky where they don't want to let me shuffle them right. And that's like stubborn energy, right? So something that you're trying to release but is really stubborn in your energy is what I'm getting. Pile 1, please give me messages for pile number 1 as far as what's going on with their energy. I laugh because it was the Lovers. Pile number 1, what is going on with their energy? Please let me know what's going on with pile number 1's energy. Let's see what we got so far. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have our Lovers. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. So, double emphasis on card number 6. Card number 6, the energy of 6 is what? It's achievement, it is success, it is balance, 666. Not feeling like you're able to achieve and definitely feeling off balance. Okay, so let's just clarify. It's the lack of, and for a lot of you, I feel like this is strongly another person that's creating this. But if it's not another person who is not creating this, because we are the ones in charge of our own energy, yes, others, if we allow them to, can therefore affect our energy. Okay, so this feels something about boundaries. But let's clarify card number 6, the Lovers, please. Clarify card number 6, the Lovers. It's this one, the 8 of Wands. Please clarify the 6 of Wands. Please clarify the 6 of Wands for me. Please clarify the 6 of Wands. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups and Temperance in reverse. It needs to be left in reverse, okay? 6 of Pentacles. I usually don't read reversals. I try to for like a minute. But I'm just more comfortable reading the way that I read. Death, also in reverse. I guess we're doing reversals today. Please clarify the 5 of Pentacles for me. And we have 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Let me sit with this really quick, pile number 1. Oh, they're not even on camera, my bad. This, and we'll put this right here. Alright, I'm going to sit with your cards, and then I'll let you know. Okay, pile number 1, this is what I got for you. Still strong emphasis, lol. You know it's going to be a heavy reading when I have to take a deep sigh before I get started. The Queen of Pentacles energy that I mentioned feeling is your energy, and feeling the lack of energy is literally what it is. Feeling the lack of energy to be able to provide your own personal home life with the amount of nurturing that you either normally give or that you would like to give, okay? And so that is where I feel that you are off, imbalance. There's a definite imbalance in what you're able to give, and I feel like you're giving more than you are sort of being replenished back. And naturally, if you're giving to your animals, they can't reciprocate the energy in the way that we'd like, right? They can't help us with chores or whatever, help pay the bills or any of that shit. But so therefore there's a natural flow to how our relationships with our pets work, because we are offering a lot to them. And I'm just using pets as an example. You take that however it is that resonates with you, okay? But in regards to other people and situations is where we do have control over the reciprocation, the restoration of this. Every time it comes to energy, like the easiest way to put it is if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, and the strongest thing that they hold to that concept of alchemy is that there's a law of equivalent exchange. So there's a necessity for energy to be equivalently reciprocated. And if at some point there's something that's pulling more but not returning, which could be situations or persons, which is what I was getting, then obviously you're going to be in lack. So you're going to still be trying to give, which is what it feels like. You're still trying to give your normal, but there's like a drain. So each time you're trying to give, you're actually over exhausting yourself in just trying to do your basic. You're over exhausting yourself because there's a leak, if you will, okay? Where is the leak? The leak is within a certain person, I feel strongly. Like I said, for some of you, it could be an imbalance within yourself and what you're offering to you. That could very easily work out with the scenario that I'm getting. But for the most of you, I'm strongly feeling this is with another person. The Lovers here and the Eight of Wands is telling me that there is something, a very strong, magnetic, very intense, intriguing connection that started off and almost out of nowhere and just sort of like took off, right? With the Eight of Wands, it just sort of like flowed very, what's the freaking word? It flowed very fluently, okay? It felt right, in other words. It felt natural. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel anything. It just felt right in the way that things were going. However, then where we came to the aspect, remember I clarified the Six of Wands, it looked very promising. It looked like the direction in which to go, right? So therefore you did engage and give your energy to this. However, when it came to the offer never came, with emphasis on Temperance being in reverse. This offer never came, and this is where the beginning of your imbalance. Here we have balance. Here we have imbalance, okay? So that's where the imbalance occurred, is where at some point something that seemed promising within this connection never came. There was something that was expected in a natural flowing order, should have been offered, but was not for whatever reason. Now, you continued to give your energy in the same way that when things were in flow, right? So when things were in flow, you and this person were equally giving to each other. But the moment that this naturally flowing river, if you will, got to a point where it needed to, or let's say it's two naturally flowing rivers, and there's a point where they were meant to merge on that part. Yeah, something got in the way. And so now what should have been a naturally two flowing into one is just some big sort of disaster. Let's say there's a blockage there where they're supposed to merge, and there's just water squirting all over the place, and there's no longer a natural flow in the way things are, okay? However, you kept offering your energy even though the flow was no longer in flow. I'm sorry, I keep on saying that, but you just picture the river, okay? You continued to behave as it still was, and so therefore I feel like there came a point in this connection in which you were being guided to pull your energy back, and maybe you did in some sense, but not to the extent that was necessary of you. There was something that needed to be cut out. Once things changed, there should have been a shift in your energy to preserve your river flow, if you will. This wasn't done. This wasn't done, and therefore there's this imbalance within you now. It's the way I saw the water, just like it's not getting to where it needs to be, in other words, okay? There's a blockage. And remember I said I felt stubborn energy in the shuffling. We have the Four of Pentacles right here, and it feels like the moment things stopped being in flow, you were receiving strong guidance to not only pull back your energy so that you wouldn't start to feel lack, but pull it back a lot. In some cases, completely, like walk away. The stubbornness was the refusal to do so. This is the blockage right here. Picture this guy being there, the one that's in the way of the flow, your flow. Because if this was something that was meant to flow in a certain way, which I feel like that's the reason why you held on, because you felt like it was meant to be. So you're just like, well, I'll just hold on a little longer and maybe they'll flow together a little further down. Now, everybody has free will, right? So apparently this other person decided to do something that created out of balance. Their choice was to not allow things to flow in that way for whatever reason. That's not what today's reading is about. It was just to let you know what's in the energy. That's a whole different reading as to why they did not, right? Choose to allow things to flow in the way that they were flowing towards, in that direction. Now, your responsibility is you. And I feel like your heavy focus on this, which is understandable. Like I'm not like here to like, you know, like I get this. I get that this feeling is everything right here. And I get that this feeling would make anybody want to hold on. But this is a strong matter of really just having your own back. Putting you first. Okay? Queen of Pentacles energy. This is who you are. This is your energy. And this is where you need to keep your energy, because yes, all of this stuff works itself out, right? But your energy is the one that needs to be in a state of balance. And it's not gonna be in a place of balance until you trust your intuition, and where it's guiding you and what it's guiding you to do. Even if it's a decision that's very hard for you to make, such as in this case, pull back your energy, or in some cases as well, for some of you to completely walk away from the situation altogether. If that's what you're being guided to do, you need to trust that. And always with the trust that if this was meant to be, it's going to be regardless, okay? What is meant for you is already yours. And maybe your person is going through their own things and struggling with their own resistance on certain aspects of whatever is going on with them, that needs to be worked out, absolutely, in order before this can flow in the way that it's supposed to on that next step, okay? But you want them to work that out before you guys are together. That's important that they do that, because you want the best version of them, just as they deserve. If this is important to you, they deserve the best version of you, and you deserve the best version of them, and you should both want that for each other. Why? Because this is where you need to be. They should want you to be in your right energy, okay? And you should want them to be in their right energy. So it's important that you allow that without the fear of, if I walk away, this is over forever. If I pull back my energy, somebody might come and swoop their way in. You know, if that is something that is creating fear in you, anxiety, worry, stress, whatever it's creating in you, and maybe that's why you're not pulling your energy back, not trusting your guidance in this sense. I get you, like I totally get it, but this is about preserving, that's the word I was looking for, because that's what I heard in the beginning of it. This is about preserving yourself, okay? Putting yourself first, because that's what, if this other person cares about you as much as you care about them, then they would want that for you as well, for you to preserve yourself and your energy, because who's the one lacking? If you're still offering this person and they are no longer reciprocating in the way that they are supposed to as their best version, the only one who's suffering is you and your animals, your children, your family, your friends, your work, your business, whatever. It begins to affect everything within your energy, okay? So preserve yourself. Choose you. All right, pal number one, that is what I got for you. If this resonated, please subscribe if you haven't already, like and comment if you are comfortable with doing that. All right, this I hope was able to offer you some sense of clarity. Let me actually just pull you a advice card. Sorry, I have so many decks over here. Before I close it off, let me get you advice for pile number one, please. No, that's too many. Advice for pile number one, please. This one. See beyond the current situation. Yeah, that I feel like this is giving me the vibe of what I just told you. If something's meant to be, then it's going to be. if this strong connection, don't feel like if I walk away, then it's no longer ever going to possibly be mine. But no, that's not the way you need to be thinking. You need to be thinking of preserving yourself and putting yourself back in your natural state of energy, okay? When you're in that energy, if this is meant to be, it will absolutely be, okay? But if you take yourself out of your natural state and energy, you're actually risking losing this more than walking away, if that makes sense, okay? So that's what I got for you, loves, until we vibe again. Hi, pile number 2. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this tiger's eye, then you're at the right place. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with your energy and what guidance, advice, messages, if anything, comes out. Pile number 2, please tell me what's going on with pile number 2's energy. What's going on with pile number 2's energy? What's going on with pile number 2's energy? You're not speaking up, pile number 2. That I can tell you right away. What's going on with pile number 2's energy? Alright. Queen of Pentacles came out again. Some of y'all have been, and I've had comments about people who watch multiple piles or just let them run through and listen to all the messages. And I can feel that, to be honest. And I feel like other readers are too. They're just like, okay, you were in pile number 1, weren't you? Because the energy all of a sudden just makes itself feel the same. I don't know how to describe it, but we have the Queen of Pentacles again. In case you were drawn to pile number 1, there might be some messages over there for you, okay? So we have Queen of Pentacles. We have 6 of Cups. We have the 6 of Pentacles. I love how this is 2 completely different decks. We have the 6 of Pentacles over there too. We have the Hermit and we have the King of Swords. So King of Swords was the first one to pop out. And the first thing that I got was immediately like there's something that you are not communicating. This is beautiful energy. I mean, without me creating this reading about it being specifically about what's in your energy that's sort of making you feel off, different, I can tell you that that's going to be the cause, but let's go ahead and clarify these. Queen of Pentacles, please clarify. We have the 5 of Wands. Am I reading reversals for this one? No, I feel like it needs to stay upright. 6 of Cups. Please clarify the 6 of Cups for me, please. 10 of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just like, are we doing reversals or not? Like, be clear with me. Me getting all mad. 6 of Pentacles, please clarify. The 6 of Pentacles. This one, 2 of Cups. Please clarify the Hermit. King of Wands. You see, I feel the... Okay, I'm going to know. I'm going to know. I'm going to know if it is supposed to be reversed once I start pulling the messages. King of Swords, please clarify for me. It's this one, the World. Okay, I'm going to pause really quick and then I will tell you what's going on. Okay, pile number 2. The one thing that is, I am going to have to pull some more cards, but the one thing that I'm clear of is that there is some insecurities and instability that you're feeling within you due to some lack of communication within very clearly some type of romantic love connection, okay? That I'm 1000% certain of. Now, this energy feels beautiful. I feel the insecurities. I feel the lack of communication over here, which is, I guess, preventing things from moving forward. Is that what the issue is? But this right here in the middle feels like an overshadowing. No, I don't even know what overshadowing is. like a main idea of a book, or what is it, a summary? Why? These are not my strongest points, okay? But you get the point I'm trying to make. If there was a novel and I was just reading the back of the book, this would be like the overarching enemy. I talk. The overarching energy is very fucking beautiful, okay? That's what I have to say about that. Because clearly I can't say anything else. It's like instant soul recognition, feeling like so at comfort and like child crushing, giddyish, maybe even like blushing, feeling like you want to be in this person's energy, or like you're looking forward to be in this person's energy, and feeling like a lot of potential with this person, and feeling like infinite possibilities of beautiful things and beautiful experiences that you could have in this solid, lifelong connection. Like, I feel like you've already played it out all in your head of how your life with this person is going to be. And it's a beautiful freaking fairy tale love, wonderful. I don't know what I was trying to say that I mixed two words, but I said the wrong word, clearly. Saying the wrong words. That's going to be emphasis for this connection. Yeah, that for sure is strongly coming through. For some of you, now that's making me feel like for some of you it's a lack of communication. For some of you it's the lack of ability to communicate effectively, or I don't know. There's something in the way of it's definitely communicating. Yeah, there's a challenge there, I would say, and then there's this insecurity. But I want to see, like, unless it's directly that, are there any other messages I need to know about what the issue is? Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. That's significant. Let me just get one more. Clarify. Oh my gosh. And then there's how many? Okay, it's just two. There we go. That's what I needed. I needed more information, because this is a pretty picture, but where is the insecurity coming from? Where is this communicating issue coming from if it's just a beautiful story, right? You're not going to just be insecure out of nowhere. Something's triggering you. So what's triggering you, pile number 2? Okay, so one thing that I can say for sure that's triggering you is something in this person's actions when it comes to communicating. When it comes to communicating, what aren't they communicating? I guess it's going to be different for some of y'all. For some of you, it's the way they communicate that triggers you. For some of you, it's the lack of communication that triggers you. For some of you, I feel like you're just waiting for communication in general, and it's just like they're taking their time, and it's triggering experiences, and where this type of behavior ended up being it's like your spidey senses are saying they're up to something. They're being sneaky. They're just tricking me. They're playing me. They're lying to me. They're using me. Something like that. That something in their actions is creating that insecurity. Yeah. Because this right away, like, gave me the whole vibe, like, this is, like, your different yous. Like, this is what, it, like, literally, this is a perfect representation of what goes on in my head during a tarot reading. Except that all of the people are, they're just me. And they're all like, say this, say that, say... Tell them about that one time in that SpongeBob episode, you know? They're always just competing. But I feel like, I picture that. I picture like this is like voices in your head that are conflicting or like trying to like overspeak each other, but it's in regards to what's going on in your actions. Like parts of you are just like whacking the other one in the head saying, it's because they're lying, can't you see it? It's very clear that they're lying to you. And then the other one's like, no, they're not lying, they're just taking their time, they're just a slow moving person. And then the other one's just like, can all of you just stop with the negative thoughts and just chill out, and we can just talk about this calmly and figure out what's going on with this person. That's really what I'm getting from that. When with the Eight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, there's no way of moving forward. There's no way of moving forward. Why? Because this situation is sort of stalling. It's being stalled with this energy. So you're off energy, feeling secure. Your energy is wanting to feel secure, and it's currently not feeling that way. Pile number, I just saw 11, not 11, 1122. I don't know why I said 11. Okay. But yeah, that's going to be your imbalances. It's just feeling like you want some security, you want some stability. You've already written the whole damn love story, and you're just like, can we start? Can we start experiencing it? But there's a stall. There's a stall, even though it's not in the energy. Oh yeah, it is in the energy. It's right here. That's the stall. But the inability, it's not that either of you is actually stalled. At least that's not what it feels like. I don't feel like it's anything on purpose on any of your ends. I think it's just things that need to be worked out. Again, like I'm getting with pile number 1, there's a reason why. If your person's not communicating something to you, there's a reason why. And it has nothing to do with you, pile number 2. But I feel like it is triggering you feeling like it's something you're doing, or that there's something that's wrong with you, or that's something that, you know, or that they have another person. Your mind for some of you just starts going to all sorts of other places. But like I said, it's because it's triggering experiences that you've had with other people that are sort of being projected into this situation, because I don't necessarily feel like there's any reason to believe that there's something like that going on, especially in this energy right here. This person has not treated you in a way that would make you feel like you're just another person. That's definitely clear here. They've not done anything, but yet something in their energy or behavior or actions or lack of action is creating a blockage. But it's also, let's note that although something in their energy is creating a blockage for moving forward, because this is wanting to move forward here with the world, but it's not ready yet, is what it feels like. It's not ready in the sense that you are being reminded of things that you have to work through as well. Because let's say the story does start right now, where both of y'all energies is. This story is going to change completely, pile number 2, if you guys start the story right now. Why? Because if this person comes in with the lack of ability to communicate, and you start your story, and you come in here with insecurities of potentials of this and that are coming up because you're remembering experiences that you've had where maybe people lied to you, cheated on you, played you, used you, whatever, and you still have that in your energy. So you're coming in already wounded and projecting woundedness, and they're coming in not being able to communicate. This story is not going to play out like this. It's going to wipe away this beautiful story, and it's going to be, I can't communicate with you and I'm insecure, so you not communicating is making me think you're cheating. Are you cheating? You know what I mean? Like, it just, that's a potential situation, and it's just like, that's not the story you want. That's not the story this person wants. If we are the writers of our own story, and we are, then Queen of Pentacles is needing to be secure in her energy, okay? Because that's what the Queen of Pentacles is. That's who you are, okay? Your energy is that of being stability. Stability of all the queens. Why? Because she's the Earth Queen. So out of all of them, she should feel the most stable in her energy. And so that's where you need to be for this story to play out in this beautiful way. Where does your person need to be? Well, they are a merge of fire and air energy. Very, very powerful person. You're very drawn to them. Very magnetic, very charming, but also able to communicate effectively with the King of Swords. So coming in very strong and clear in how they express themselves towards you is when you guys will experience this story. Okay, pile number 2, but yeah, like, I mean, when the story begins, because you guys are in, like, still separate stories at the time, but you're working through the challenging parts of the story. But this story, once it begins, which its timing is obviously up to every single person in every single situation, because obviously some of you, this could be like next week your story begins. You're just working out some kinks. But I doubt that, because this energy, I don't mean to be mean, but this feels like some things that you need to work through and some things that they need to work through. And those things often take time, okay? There is a fuckload of pentacles in this reading. So how many pentacles do we have? 1 pentacle, 2 pentacle, 3 pentacle, 4 pentacle, 5 pentacle. Yeah, it's a good amount of pentacle energy here, okay? So I would say that time is important, but use your time effectively, okay? Use your time to be putting you in that nice and stable position that is your essence. And hopefully this person uses their time to work out what they need to work out to be able to communicate effectively, or to communicate in general. So that's what I got for you, pile number 2. If this did resonate with you, please subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, and comment if you feel comfortable leaving me a comment. I always love reading those. Until we rub again, loves. Pile 2, I forgot to get your advice card. Hopefully you didn't leave, but if you stayed, let me get you an advice card. Advice for pile number 2, please. Advice for pile number 2. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Yeah, this is exactly what I was telling you, to use your time effectively in working on you. Okay, so maybe I didn't need to, but for those of you that did stay, this is actually a very pretty card, so you got to see it. Bye, loves. Hi, pile number 3. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this beautiful citrine right here, then you're at the right place. Let us go ahead and take a look at what's going on with your energy, pile number 3. Oh, I have to cough. Alright, sorry, I just didn't want to do that over camera. We have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups came out in pile 2 just now. Just saying. I feel like all of these readings are starting to merge. And sometimes they do that, but then sometimes they're really different. We have the Eight of Wands. That was in pile number 1. So, yeah, that just clarifies for me. We have the Knight of Swords. What else do we have? The Nine of Pentacles. That one always makes me laugh. Big ass bird. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is standing out to me, but I'm not entirely sure what even is going on here. Let me get my clarifiers, and then after I will see if your message becomes clear. What's going on? Please clarify. 10 of Cups, pile number 3. Clarify the 10 of Cups for pile number 3. What's going on with your energy? Queen of Swords. Clarify the Eight of Wands. The Chariot. I actually saw the Chariot right at the end after pile 3 finished. Knight of Swords. Pile 2. Pile 2. Why did I say pile 3? Yours. Your pile number 3. 10 of Wands with the Knight of Swords. That's going to be significant. 9 of Pentacles, please clarify for me the 9 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands, and clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please. Alright. The 2 of Pentacles. Alright, I am going to sit with this. There's an interesting story here. Pile number 3. I don't know what the hell is going on with this, but it's very strange. I think it's the first time I've encountered a reading with energy like this. Okay, so we start off here with this story of like a love, happily ever after, feeling like this situation is the one. It feels like, yeah, when you found the one, and it's happy, fast movement into like riding off into this love adventure. And then the energy in the middle is just like, because then all of a sudden the energy is about feeling like defensive and sort of what's the energy? Defensive for sure, sort of overwhelmed for sure, uncertain for sure, and then there's like this emphasis on the Nine of Pentacles, which is like a single person, like single independent woman who don't need no man, like type of vibe. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, where did that come from when we started off with like feeling like you found the one that you want to just move quickly into something with the Eight of Wands being fast movement, actions being taken, the Chariot being the exact same energy, fast action, movement taking place. Maybe it moved too fast, like you felt, or like the moment you felt like you found someone, something, I don't know, you moved quickly away from it? Did you run? What did you do? Pile number 3, did you run fast away from feeling like you had found the one? Because it feels like the opposite, because then after we have this energy, this is the imbalanced energy here, is feeling defensive. There's something in your energy in regards to, why are these all love readings today? LOL. There's something that you are feeling defensive about in regards to somebody who I think you love. I think you love this person. And then they're making you feel defensive. They're making you feel, or something. It doesn't have to necessarily be them specifically, but something in the situation is causing you to feel sort of like overwhelmed and uncertain about this person, perhaps, and maybe about whether you're better off being single. But every time I see this specific Nine of Pentacles card, I always feel like she's trying too hard to appear like she has it all. Like with the bird, it just feels so extra, and the way that she's just like, look at me with this big ass bird. That's what I always get from her. I don't need nobody. Like, I'm this fancy woman who has fancy things and my big ass fancy bird, and I don't need anyone. But I feel like she's trying too hard to project that, and really it's just, so maybe that's the situation you're facing with your person, or maybe that's what you're trying to tell yourself, and you're uncertain of whether you actually are better off being single, or vice versa. Take this how it fits, because I feel like for some of you, it's that your person is sort of like, you guys have this really strong connection that feels like they're the one, and maybe they rushed away like in fear of being tied down or something like that. But there's emphasis on that, on something about the single. Like, it feels like almost like she's trying too hard to convince herself, maybe. I'm talking about the card specifically, so you take that as it resonates. Either maybe you're the one trying to convince yourself, pile number 3, that you're better off single, but when really, like, the underlying, you're sort of feeling like, actually, like, I want to not be single, but I don't know if that's the best decision for me, because there's definitely uncertainty, especially with this 10 of Wands. Is much different than other 10 of Wands. She just looks like she's sort of like taking this burden with her and running off, versus I don't know why it's not focusing, but yeah, she's just like, it's gonna burden me to take all these wands. And I feel like the wands is like the energy that's held towards this connection, but it's sort of like she's just going to take off with it because of this uncertainty of whether this energy should be offered. So rather than offer it up, just carry it with you, something like that. And then this Knight of Swords for sure does tell me that there's like that defensiveness, that feeling of should I, for some of you, you might even be thinking of like cutting something out, or this could just be like unsure of how you should act in the situation. Then all of a sudden we have this like new beginning type vibe over here. So that's what's throwing me off. Look at me. I was supposed to get some freaking, let me clarify all 3 energies, okay? So please clarify this first energy over here. Please clarify. Okay, we have the 5 of Swords and the Fool. Please clarify this middle energy. Please clarify. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. Well, that's giving a different vibe. Okay, sorry. Please clarify this new 5 of Pentacles. Did we get all the 5s? We got, I feel like we had more 5s. Oh, it's just the Five of Swords. Okay, let me sit with this again really quick. Pile number 3. Yeah, your energy is intense. I'm just going to say pile number 3, that it feels really like flip-floppy. Like I myself even feel like I'm doubting myself or questioning myself. Like it feels... Okay, let me just tell you what I'm getting. This energy of feeling like, I feel like there was a person that you met that immediately you felt this very strong draw to, something that you immediately pictured could be the one, is what I felt in the energy, or felt that way. But at some point in you feeling this way, okay, so this is what I'm getting. To clarify this energy, we got these 2 cards. I'm getting this Fool vibe. Like if you see this man right here, where the Fool generally is just coming in with like no impressions, no just full, free, spirited, ready to experience what life has to experience. And that's sort of what I feel like this connection gave you the feeling of, like limitless possibilities, like the world is mine, like you know, just ready to be happy and joyful and see what this journey has to offer, and feeling like this very naive sort of vibe. And I think you're the one that's making yourself think that. But then all of a sudden this Five of Swords comes out, and it's sort of like a part of you all of a sudden tells yourself, don't be naive. What if this is like a wolf in sheep's clothing? You can't just go off and be naive and trust someone. You know better. You've had swords stabbed in you before, so you should know better than to just go feel all happy and hopeful and optimistic. And if that sort of feels like what happened in your energy, perhaps there was a situation that your person might have, this person may have done something or said something in their actions that made you run off in fear. Because this energy right here means like all of a sudden there was fast movement, and this fast sudden thing, it pulled your energy away from this person. That's what puts you in this place of feeling overwhelmed, feeling defensive, feeling like maybe you're just better off being alone. However, clarifying this whole energy with the Knight of Pentacles, which is what I was telling you, like you're lying. if this is your person, because I feel like for some of you it could be either or. But I'm going to read it as, because you're the one seeking the reading. So Knight of Pentacles being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles being clarified for the Nine of Pentacles tells me, because this is the opposite. This is me being single. I'd better just without anybody. And then this is saying like, no, actually I want to offer. I want to go and offer this canteen of my love to this person. So it's just like, it's flip-flop. What you're showing or what you're saying or what you're telling yourself, is not accurate. It's not true. And it's your energy. You can tell yourself all day that you're better off being single, but if that's not what you feel inside, if you feel like you would rather be walking towards this, back to this situation because you rushed off over here, you rushed off this way to go be single, but your energy is wanting to walk right back to that situation where you were feeling like the Fool over here, very hopeful and happy and ready to run off and live your life. So that's what's throwing your energy off, is there's this lack of honesty that you're having with yourself about what it is that you want or what it is that you should do, or maybe you're being guided to walk back towards, yes, you are being guided to do that. Why? Because we had the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, and this Two of Pentacles always gives me is like rushing back to something. You know, Two of Pentacles is that juggling, trying to make a decision. And in this case, you want to take your Two Pentacles and rush towards something. And the Ace of Pentacles, this new chance, another chance, a new start, a fresh start, a different chapter, a different energy, you know, an offer that you would like to make. And that's what you're doing. That's not what you're doing, my bad. This is what you're being guided to do. However, to clarify what you're being guided to do, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is, again, feeling this feeling of like this fear that sets in of being like making the wrong decision and being abandoned and being backstabbed and being hurt and left out in the cold. There's that fear that's coming in every single time when it comes to you wanting to be with this person. The fear comes in and it's like, stop being naive, stop trusting, what if this, what if that? And that is really throwing your energy off, because for me it feels like very flip-floppy. Like, that's draining. That's super draining to have your energy moving in opposite directions. Okay, so imagine getting caught in like a riptide, or what is it called, an undertow or something like that, where the energy's being pulled against you or used against you. Strong energies are working against you. And that's what this feels like you're sort of being stuck and you're not getting anywhere. Like you're trying to pull yourself out, but then you're allowing yourself to do the opposite. And so you don't get anywhere. You're just sort of like stumbling around. It doesn't feel good. Okay. So I'm going to pull you an advice card, but I am going to tell you that there needs to be this fear that keeps on coming up, whatever it is that's triggering it, or if it's just you being afraid because of what you've experienced in the past, that absolutely needs to be addressed in your energy, okay? Because that is a hindrance on you being able to follow your heart, follow your guidance, but follow like the natural flow of like your soul's desire, really, in general, of what your soul wants to experience in this lifetime. And it's a hindrance. You don't want to be in that riptide. I don't know if it's called riptide, undertow. It's called something like that. Please give me advice. Oh, that was quick. Connect with your emotions. Yeah, again, with the water connection, because that's what I feel like it is. I didn't have any water actually come out in here for me to feel that with the water, but I feel it's in the water. Like, it just feels like the water is chaotic, okay? That is your emotions. They want you. Your emotions need to be connected with. They need to be addressed. You need to connect with the site, the source of the chaos. Because if you pull these, sorry about my little decorations getting everywhere. These two energies need to be addressed because they are the ones creating the chaos in the water, okay? Definitely. All right, so that's what I got for you, pile number 3. If this does resonate with what you're experiencing, I really hope that you are able to connect with your emotions and really pull yourself into a much calmer waters, okay? Because this does not feel good, and if this is what you're experiencing a lot, then I don't want that for you. So I really hope that I was able to offer some guidance to help you. It felt chaotic for me, and I'm like over it. I'm ready to step out of this energy. So I hope that you can find something to help yourself to do the same. If this message did resonate with you, my love, please subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment if you feel comfortable doing so, and I will see you in the next time we vibe, loves. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. Thank you for joining me for your reading. If you chose this amethyst quartz, then you are in the right place. Let us take a look at what's going on. LOL, I saw the devil. The devil's been tempting you, pile number 4. Or are you the devil doing the tempting, pile number 4? JK. All right, let's see what's going on with pile number 4. Please tell me what's going on with pile number 4's energy. Please tell me what's going on with pile number 4's energy. Oh, all right. Well, we got plenty of stuff. Oh, okay. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords. We have the Daughter of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups came out in 3 readings, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely having some of your energies flow through the reading. Some of y'all may have been in other piles as well, which is fine. There may be messages in multiple piles actually, since we are collective energy anyways. It's sort of like if somebody drops into the reading, their energy leaves an imprint on when I set intention for the reading. And yeah, especially those meant to hear messages, for sure those will come out very strongly. I definitely feel like some of you resonated with probably all 4 piles on some sort of aspect. But anyways, I felt the need to say that because I feel like some of you probably, like, this is your 4th pile. You just listen from beginning to the end, which I love, right? If you love listening to all my readings, then hell yeah, that means I'm absorbing a lot of your energy as well as you absorbing mine. So we're basically like on our dating phase, pile number 4. Just kidding. All right, so this feels pretty, this feels not pretty. Let's go ahead and clarify this. Let's clarify the 10 of Swords for pile number 4, please. This specific deck and this specific 10 of Swords, like, is so, like, something of nightmares for me. Like, it impacts the energy of the 10 of Swords in a much heavier way. I'll just say that. We have the Mother of Cups. Is this a mother wound? You know that I've been hearing that a lot when it comes to readers talking about energies. And I feel like collectively we are at a point of trying to really like end generational, what do they call it? Generational curses, generational trauma, whatever you want to call it. It's just stuff that we repeat in generations. Why? Because it was energy that was passed on. It's energy that's being absorbed. It's being, what is it called? Projected. It is what we are viewing, so therefore we pick up on certain things. And in a lot of cases, like, if there's no conscious effort on any person in families or whatever to make a active change, then these things will repeat themselves. And that's what this feels like. This feels like putting something to rest that's been repeating itself in your family lineage, which is fairly heavy. Of all the readings, the other readings felt like love readings. I'm not getting that yet, but it could be. It just feels more personal in this case versus having to do with any other person. It feels like whatever's causing it, this is challenging for sure to end, but I feel like you're at the ending of a long period of trying to put this, whatever this is, like I said, whatever you want to call that, a generational something, a pattern, a cycle, some trauma, some whatever. It's just something that you're in your energy that you've experienced, that your whichever parent you experienced it from experienced it from theirs, and so on and so forth, continuing to go back. But it's obviously something that's not a good experience. So that's why I said like mother wound with the Mother of Cups coming out here that needs to be healed, that I feel like you are healing, but it doesn't have to be a mother wound. It's just going to be a message for some of you. Okay, so you're going to know if that resonates. If you have a difficult relationship that wasn't the healthiest and most nurturing that you may have needed from your mother or parent, whichever, that is what I'm talking about. Okay, I feel like that if it's not that, then it's just some sort of other family cycle repetitive, but I definitely feel that message very strongly. But let's continue. Okay, sorry I took so much emphasis on that. We have the Father of Swords now coming out. Okay, I'm just going to continue. Daughter of Pentacles. I'll tell you right now what I was getting from that. Please clarify the Daughter. We have the Three of Pentacles. Please clarify the Six of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. Please clarify the Ten of Cups for me. For pile number 4. This is the Eight of Swords. I'm going to sit with this energy. Okay, pile number 4. I had to sit with this for a good while, but I did get really in depth with what's going on. So I feel like this is 3 different messages. So take whatever resonates only, and for some of you, I do feel like all 3 will resonate for you. That's because it's heavily a message intended for you if all 3 do, okay? So I will probably start off right here in the middle, okay? So this energy right here, this feels like inner work. This feels like what's happening actively in your life. And this feels like what you don't see. Okay, so it's like a full appetizer, entree, and dessert in a reading for you today. So let me hopefully interpret this the best way possible. Starting off with, what is your current energy? What's going on with you? What you're experiencing, okay? I feel like there is something that you are actively working on building for yourself. So take that however it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody, but there's something that you are putting either time, energy, money, emotions, whatever, all of that is energy, right? Something that you are giving towards. You are putting active energy, focused energy into something that you are trying to build, okay? With it being the Three of Pentacles. And I feel like what started off feeling like it would be a breeze somehow became a little bit challenging, maybe a lot challenging for some of you. In other words, it felt like there was, in some cases, always something that was sort of delaying, or yeah, just like delaying or keeping whatever it is that you're trying to build for yourself. And for some of you, this is like inner work, right, that you're trying to build on. But for others of you, it's something exterior that you're trying to build, that all of a sudden had like hurdles after hurdle after hurdle of challenges that with a silver lining at the end, right? The silver lining that you're hoping to get to, which you will. We have the High Priestess here and the Six of Pentacles telling me that your intuition is asking you to pull on strength to put yourself in as best of a balance as you can be. And it's a strong guidance to you as far as being able to sort of reduce the amount of challenge and hurdles that you are experiencing in building whatever it is that you are building, okay? Strong emphasis on pulling on your strength. And Tiger is feminine energy, okay? But it's a powerful feminine energy, okay? It's being able to direct your actions through gut primal instinct and trusting that, okay? That's what the high priestess, that's what the tiger energy is. That's how the tiger is so powerful, is that it allows its primal of instincts to guide its actions, and those actions are on point, okay? So being able to pull on that energy and really put yourself into as balanced of a place as you can. So for some of you, that's going to be grounding your energy. For some of you, that's making some adjustments so that where you're getting enough nutrition, you're getting enough sleep, you're getting enough water intake, just literally your physical body, okay? Trusting your intuition on what it is that your body needs to be in a state of balance, and you're going to know what that is for you, okay? Trusting your intuition will tell you what it is that you need, okay? Trust that to guide your actions. So if you're just like, my intuition is telling me that it's sleep that I need to get better or more of, then trust that and put that into action, and you will put yourself in a place of more balance. And when you do that, I feel like the guidance to you is that things, if there's been hurdles, if there's been challenge, if there's been sort of stagnancy or a slowdown, that will start to move along in a much more fluid place. That's what you're being guided on that, okay? So that was that message. This message over here, I'm going to say it connects with this one, so I'll go ahead and go with it. Being in the 8 of Sword energy, which may connect with this as far as like it's feeling like there's, like you can't see movement, or you've sort of had challenge or struggle or opposition in some sense, that you have gone into like a hermit mode, with the butterfly being molded into its little state of transformation, right? But it feels almost like, although the energy that you're focusing on is feeling a sense of stall, feeling a sense of not being able to do anything, it kind of feels like I'm hopeless. I'm like sort of like, it just, I have no control here, is what this energy is giving me. More than anything, it's giving me I have no control in this situation, which probably gives you a lot of imbalance, right? To not be able to be in control of whatever aspect this plays in your life. But what you don't see, my pile number 4, is that beautiful things are happening within you energetically, okay? The way that I saw this 10 of Cups is like there was one cup that lit up. You know what? It's like mirrors reflecting. You know, when you get like the sunlight, the sun, I don't know what they're called, sun discs, sun catchers, and then it reflects to another one, and then you angle it and it reflects to this. That's what I saw this being, is beams being positioned energetically, which means whatever, like doing this shift will energetically start, or perhaps you've already started having these lights be reflected, ultimately being that when you're in coming out of cocoon stage, when this cycle, in other words, of you being out of control, which I feel is on purpose, there's some growth or something here that's being gained, although it's putting you in a bad place, right? You're definitely wanting to be in control in this situation, but you're not able to, and you feel sort of stuck. You still feel sort of hopeless, unable to do anything to change the situation at this time. But what you don't see is that things are happening, whether you can see them or feel them or notice them or have evidence of them, that things are happening energetically so much that this transformation that you are currently in, whether you realize that or not, you are currently in a place of transformation. I'm strongly getting that for sure, especially with this inner work energy that's happening. So energetically, there are beautiful things that you, once you transform completely, once you're in your final form, pile number 4, you're gonna awaken to such beauty, with the Ten of Cups being a card of feeling vibrant and fulfilled in your energy, in your life, perhaps in this situation of what you're trying to build. And then we have the inner work over here, okay? So that was what you don't see. I'm telling you, it's beautiful stuff. You cannot see this, but energetically, you are setting yourself up for some beautiful energy coming into your life, whatever it is that you're doing, okay? And whatever it is that you're doing takes me back over here to this inner work that, remember in the beginning, I started off with these two energies that I feel like there's a cycle that there's something that you're doing that's breaking a cycle for you. And this is big. It's going to be profound once you've completed working through this, which you're close with the Ten of Swords coming out. Then we had the Seven of Swords and the Father of Swords come out. So this also tells me that there is something that you're aware of. So we'll separate that, right? Something that you're aware of that needs to be either communicated. I feel for a lot of you it's communicated. Because with this Father of Swords energy, which is the King of Swords, my ear's starting to burn. Hold on. No, no, no. No. I refuse. Okay, so there's definitely something about that right there. I was about to say that this whole vibe here gave me, sorry, I gotta do that really quick. Something dropped in. Is it a whole new world? No, not a whole new world. No, what am I saying? A part of your world. Ariel with her voice box. It gave me like something being communicated that's something beautiful that's wanting to be communicated. However, there is either a refusal to acknowledge it or a refusal to let it out. So it may be different for some of you, but when I see this fox here and he is either trying to not see something, that's some of you, or he is aware of what is there hidden, but just not wanting to show it. He's hiding it, okay? So I took that as a message of there's either something that you're hiding or something that you are not seeing or are refusing to see. So I guess it could play out any sort of ways, but this is in regards to, I think, this communication. I think there's something that needs to be expressed, and I don't know what this owl is trying to tell me with his big ass fluffy eyebrows. But he is serious about his business, okay? He looks so bothered with me right now. What is the message? Okay, what is the message? Let me sit with this. There's some, oh, actually, no. Let me just clarify this. Please clarify this energy for me. Your pile number 4. What? I need to know. 3 of Swords. More sword energy. You need to, okay, Owl's speaking to me and saying that you need to communicate about your hurts. You need to express something that you've been deeply holding within you that is painful and that you don't probably ever or have not intended on talking about or bringing up, but it needs to be brought up. Why does this need to be brought up? Who and who do you need to communicate? Maybe not acknowledging something that's there within you, and it feels very painful. This, again, this specific deck, like, it gets very, like, intense when it comes to the bad cards. And this, I really feel like you took your heartbreaks, you took your sadness, you took your betrayals, whatever this is. It could be anything, right? But it's obviously not a good experience. But it feels like it's still something that's deeply affecting you with the fresh blood coming off of it. I feel like the energy feels old, but I feel like the wound feels fresh, if that makes sense. Pile number 4. Was that the message? I think that was the message. This needs to be brought up. If it's you needing to communicate this to someone, this needs to be acknowledged. If it's you hiding it from yourself, this needs to be inquired of if you're unaware that this is still affecting you, okay? So you know what your experiences are. You know those that you can pull out from all the bad experiences of your life that stand out for being the most traumatic. And that's what this is, okay? That is still heavily in your energy. Maybe this is what you're trying to work through and heal and nurture so that it doesn't continue to affect you. Okay, yeah, that's a strong message for some of you, that the cycle that you are trying to break is a cycle of acknowledging wounds, acknowledging hurts, acknowledging trauma, acknowledging that things happened that hurt you, that affected you, and not, I saw 2222, when it comes to love for some of you. And this doesn't have to be romantic love. This could be, again, like I said, and because I feel that strongly connects, this could be within your parents as well, you know? If you've had rough experiences when it comes to how you were brought up that really hurt you, that really wounded you, that could also apply. This could also be within friendships. It could apply in any way that you have been wounded, okay? Pile number 4, but I will say that perhaps your cycle that's been rotating within your family line is not acknowledging trauma, not acknowledging pain, and therefore allowing it to, this, if left in your energy, if just ignored and just was like, that was a bad experience, I don't ever want to think about it again, and not actually work through that, and it sits in your energy as a fresh wound forever, will always affect you. I promise you that. It's why all of us need healing. It's why all of us, that's why therapy is becoming such a big thing. And like, everybody is just going around with their wounds, and it's affecting everything. We are an ecosystem, okay? They say that saying, hurt people hurt people. Well, yeah, there's a lot of fucking hurt people. Most of us. Actually, I'm pretty sure all of us are just hurt people. and really, this needs to be worked through. We need to shift that as a collective, and I feel like you are doing that for yourself personally. You're acknowledging your wounds and wanting to do something about it. Some of you, y'all are not acknowledging it with that 7 of Swords coming out, but others of you are actively working on wanting to. Message for some of you needing to communicate this to somebody. Some of you just acknowledging this for yourself, okay? It's going to be a strong guidance message for you for today. That's definitely something that will affect your energy, okay? Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, because something that you're doing, pile number 4, that you're working on, maybe if even just acknowledging this is a step in the right direction towards this overall transformation that you are going through currently, okay? It feels heavy, but it feels hopeful to me that this is something that you're going to be able to eventually break through. And not only for yourself, but that's a collective energy, like I said, for your family lineage. If you break this cycle and are able to therefore have your children no longer feel the need for whatever reason to hold in their trauma, their wounds, their bad experiences, their struggles, if they're just able to work through them because you will set the example for them, that creates a shift in the ecosystem, if you will. You know, every one of us doing our part for that, and I feel like you're really doing a good job, pile number 4. Let me pull you a advice for pile number 4, please. What is pile number 4? Right. Hold the space. Druid, hold the space. This always feels for me like when things feel, okay, well, that's at least what it's feeling like to me right now, is a feeling of hope. It felt to me like a breath of hold the space in my lungs, a breath of deep breath. And when I hold a deep space of air in my lungs, it automatically gives me relief, but also because it expands that chest and that part of me that gets anxiety and feels very heavy. So I always take deep breaths when I feel that heaviness in my chest, but that's what this feels like. It feels like you're being guided to, when feeling like this, remember I said this feeling was like hopeless, like out of control, like not having no control in a situation, like it's out of your hands. I feel like that is a guidance for you if that's how you are currently feeling, which I can see with this heavy energy coming out, that you would feel that, okay? For some of you, this is actually, now it's giving me that you're having a lot of anxiety over something. Just heavy energy, okay? So Druid being hold the space, I feel like hold your space with hope. If you are feeling uncertain, which you are, right? Remember, that was the imbalance, that not being able to see. That was a strong message for you, what you can't see. But beautiful things are working out for you energetically, okay? So be sure to, if feeling restricted and overwhelmed, to metaphorically take a big, or maybe actually a literal big breath of fresh air to just relieve that tension, even if for a moment, okay? Yeah, that's what I got for you, pile number 4. So I hope I was able to offer you something today that helped you in any way, shape, or form. If this resonated with you, I ask that you please do me the favor of clicking on that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as liking and commenting if that's something you feel comfortable doing. Until we vibe again, loves.